Sustaining Creativity podcast. I'm your host, Mari Reesberg. Over the past several years, I've combined my degrees in acting and somatic psychology to share my sustaining creativity techniques with performers. And now I've decided to share it with a bigger audience that includes you. I believe we are all creative, and this podcast is all about that. I'll be interviewing people from all backgrounds, ages, and creativity experiences to share just how creative we all are. Today, I'll be chatting with Kate Heartsong, author and life coach. Please enjoy Kate Heartsong. Welcome to the Sustaining Creativity podcast. Today I am here with Kate Heartsong, author and life coach. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, it's so wonderful to be here, Mari. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait to dive into creativity with you.
Yeah.
Before we get into our creativity questions, why don't you take a couple of minutes and let our listeners know a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Awesome. Yes. I am, as you mentioned, a life coach. I'm also an author. I was surprised that I became an author. I'll talk a little more when we dive into the questions of creativity, but I never imagined myself as an author, but was very blessed about 25 years ago in deep meditation, where I discovered these beautiful, loving words, profound messages coming through. And I decided to start writing them down and realized these were messages for me, and then later messages for other people. And that's where I became very passionate about publishing my book. My first one 10 years ago, Deeply We Are One. And then just most recently, 3 years ago, Humanity's Cry for Change. So this has given me the openness of realizing how beautiful and wonderful creativity is. And as a side note, love this podcast because of that topic. It's so wonderful, but also so necessary. Let's see a little bit else about me. I am a Reiki Master and teacher. I am a life coach. I'm actually also a certified financial coach. And so I am passionate about making a difference for others and knowing they can, because I came from a very traumatic childhood and have been able to transcend that. And it's because of that gives me the passion, the understanding, the desire to really make a difference in others, because I know it's possible. Mari, it's totally possible. So that's just a little bit about me.
Oh my goodness. The journey I can only imagine that you have gone on. But what a wonderful way to see transformation in other people, having gone through your own and connected so deeply to it and been given writings and sharings and offerings that you can then share with others. I mean, you have such a list of things that you do, and I would imagine creativity shows up in all of them. So what does it mean to you to be creative?
It means to me, let's see, creativity, for me, it means that which needs to express through an individual person that is so unique to that person. So, we have so many artists, but each artist is unique. So for me, I think creativity really hones in, focuses on the uniqueness that can come out and be made or created by the unique person. And also, I feel like it's so important to understand the alignment. The creativity that comes through us really is in alignment with the uniqueness of who we are as an individual.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that piece of alignment and uniqueness, and that it is very specific creativity to you as a person to me as a person and how we experience and express it. I'm curious if you could share a little bit about kind of the unique alignment that you experience with your creativity.
For me, I would describe it as this, Mari. The unique alignment for me is the alignment with what I call God, but others know it as source or the universe, Father, whatever the term is, it really is all the same. It's the source of all life.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the alignment of my being in alignment with God,
Mm-hmm.
which for me feels like I'm a little piece of all that is. Like we are all one in unity, and yet we are like that beautiful analogy that probably maybe many of your listeners have heard. You know, we're all like a big, big ocean. And then as the waves come up, we're an individual aspect, but that wave goes back into the ocean. So for me, my unique alignment may be the uniqueness of the shape of that wave.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm still receiving from source, from the big ocean. At least that's for me how I relate to it.
That's lovely. I mean, what a great image to have those moments of something on your own and then coming back to a bigger collection of
Mhm.
support or however you want to see it. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you for sharing that piece. Yeah. Now, I imagine being an author and a life coach, you have navigated challenge in your life. I mean, you said you came from a challenging upbringing, but what are some of the more creative challenges that you faced, and then how did you navigate them?
Creative challenges. That's a good terminology. Great, great phrase. Oh, I think there's been so many creative challenges in life. And how have I navigated? For myself, I always go back to the place of center and calm and alignment with myself and with God.
Mm-hmm.
I do that through many different techniques. Sometimes I'll go take a walk in nature, and that's so grounding and so centering. Or I'll meditate, or take some deep breaths for a while. I love this one technique that I learned a few years ago. To really, it just helps to calm down. It's amazing. It only takes like 2 or 3 minutes. May I share this?
Please do.
Yeah, it's taking just a deep breath just for maybe 2 counts,
Mm-hmm.
and then very slowly releasing it on like 5 or 8 counts. So taking a deep breath, kind of 2 counts, and then exhale over, 5, 6, 7 counts. When I do that repeatedly over and over again, it really does help me calm down. So that helps me with when I'm in a challenging upset. If I'm trying to be creative and it's not coming through, I may do that very exercise. If I really want something, like for example, because I have this gift of channeling and receiving information from my spirit guides,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how my books came about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also use that for my personal inner guidance. If there's something in particular, a question I have that's really challenging, I may go within and set the intention. This is a powerful tool
Mm-hmm.
to navigate the challenges of creativity in my perspective. And that is to set an intention to really just get in a place of calm and clarity and receptivity. When I set that intention to receive the insights, that to me is creative. And
Mm-hmm.
then that helps me. But when I'm blocked, if I'm not in that calm place, then I'll do those exercises and set the intention. And most of the time it works. Not always, but most of the time.
Yeah. And I'm curious, talking about the needing to kind of come back to center or be calm, have you ever found ways to access that intentional space from maybe a more activated space? Like maybe you didn't have the time to, I know taking a couple of breaths, it doesn't take that long, but I'm curious if, I know some of our listeners may not feel connected to breathing or, calming down. They like that energy, the energy
Oh,
surge. So I'm just curious.
yeah. That is an excellent point. Mari, I hadn't thought of it that way, but that's where the beautiful uniqueness of each individual person comes in. For me, I need to get that calm and connected quiet. But there are so many people. Oh my goodness, you bring up a great point. Yes, where our energy is more active, and there's so much creativity in that, like dancing and music, which I'm very creative in that respect too. So
Yeah.
I would say, yes, I would suggest honor. Well, first of all, know ourselves well enough to know, are we in that place? And if
Right.
we are, oh, so that's really giving me a lot of great thoughts. First of all, honor where you're at.
Mm.
If you're trying to meditate and it's just not working, I am not getting connected, maybe this is not the time to meditate.
Mhm.
Maybe you're feeling that push to be out. So, Mari, thank you. That's an awesome point. And get that activity out, and that can bring so much creativity as well. So, yeah, I guess that's the unique point for different people.
Yeah. I mean, I love that there are so many different ways we can move through blocks or navigate challenges,
Yes,
particularly creative ones. So
yes,
thank you for letting people know that it's not just one way. There are so many
yeah.
other options out there. And when you, I mean, you strike me as someone who can be inspired by lots of things in your life. Where have you recently been drawing inspiration from?
Hmm. I've been drawing inspiration from nature.
Mm,
I I have lived in Colorado all of my life. And you wouldn't think so, because sometimes when I look at the mountains, I'm still in so much awe and gratitude for the beauty. Or lately, gosh, it's been very unusual springtime here, raining and raining a lot, which is not so common during the month of June and July. And it's been raining, so everything is green. And I'm getting my inspiration, and I'm feeling even more uplifted by all the beauty and the green and the wildflowers, and tapping into that and helping me to raise my vibration. And when
mm.
I'm in a higher state of vibration, that's actually for me a way to tap into the creative space, the creativity that wants to come through.
I love it. We didn't talk about this before, but I am also in Colorado.
You are.
I
Oh, may I ask where?
am. I'm right in between Denver and Boulder.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful state. So you know what I'm talking about
I
with all the
do. I have
rain.
experienced all of the rain as well and the beauty that I saw the mountains the other day in as I was driving into my office, and th- they looked so different because they were so green.
Yeah,
I thought, what is on the mountain? And
yeah. Well, that is
realized
funny.
it was really green trees.
Yes, I actually thought the very same thing as I'm driving up in from Denver to the foothills,
Yeah.
noticing how green. It's like
Yeah,
exceptionally green these days. Yes.
it absolutely is. I love this connection and having a similar experience. Now you talked about raising vibration. I wonder if you could share a little bit about what you mean by raising vibration for people who may not understand, or that may not be something they've ever heard of before.
Absolutely. I'll be very brief. But before I answer that question, in order to answer that question, we need to know that, well, quantum physics has proved many, many times that actually at the very basic elemental basis of all of life is energy. So
Mm-hmm.
everything is energy. It is not the atoms that we were taught in like grade school, but they have found that energy which interpenetrates with all of everything, and then energy can coalescence into parts. But the very basic element of all life is energy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of that, well, actually, because energy vibrates, all
Mm-hmm.
energy vibrates, and it vibrates at different frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say that we can raise our vibration, what I mean is that we can raise the energy to be at a different frequency. Please know that thoughts and words and actions are energy,
Mm-hmm.
just like people, the physical body, rocks, plants, air, everything is energy. And so when we're at a certain level of emotion of upset, anger, jealousy, hate, that is actually a certain, what we know as a lower vibration. It actually vibrates slower.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know we don't feel that great when we're in that space.
Mm-hmm.
And it's normal to feel angry. It's normal to have those emotions as long as it's in balance. But of course, all of us have a lot of work to do. This is a whole nother topic. I won't go down the rabbit hole here, but
Sure.
it's normal to have upset feelings, and we need to honor that and work through them in a way we can. It may take a short while, it may take a long time. It depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Yet we can also come into a higher vibration, emotions such as love and kindness,
Mm-hmm.
respect, collaboration, peace, love, and all of
Creativity.
those, all that, yes, all of that has a higher vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know how it feels when we're in joy, or how do we feel when we are in that place of creativity? When we're in a place of creativity, whether it's singing or drawing or painting or singing, whatever it is, I will bet every single listener will say they feel great.
Mm-hmm.
How can we not? Because we're in alignment with what we're meant to do. And that expression is coming through, and we feel good. And those are all of a higher vibration. So, in order to get into the higher vibrations, there's so many things we can do.
Yeah.
One is be creative.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're feeling stuck, honor it, do what we can to navigate, to break through. We can also be in a place of gratitude. Gratitude is such a wonderful way to raise the vibration. And of course, we all know we feel better when we're in a higher vibration, right?
Right.
But I
I
want
know
to
I feel
also,
better.
I know, and I also always love to tell my audiences it's great to be up and to raise the vibration, yes, but no one can always stay there all the time, nor are we expected to. And
Yeah.
so this is where we honor when we're not feeling so good, or we're
Mm-hmm.
not feeling so happy, or we realize we got triggered by someone and I'm not feeling good, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Honor it, be with it, try not to over focus on it, process through, and it will dissipate. And then get back into the tools to help us to get into that place of higher vibration.
Absolutely. Thank you for explaining that in so much detail and giving examples. That's super helpful, and ways that people can start paying attention to their own experience of
Yes.
energy and vibration. Absolutely.
Paying attention is really number one. I always say being aware is number one.
It so is, and it can be so challenging sometimes.
Yes, it is challenging sometimes. I know I get really busy, I get sidetracked, I'm trying to do too much, and then I forget.
Yeah. What are some of the ways that when you do get busy and sidetracked, that you do come back to yourself or paying attention?
Oh, sometimes it's like, oh, I have to remember and pause
Yeah.
and just pause. Okay, I know better than this. All right, I know I packed too much in to get done right now. I did that actually like 2 days ago. There was no reason for me to pack in so much either. I don't know why I did it. And then I'm like, I actually did become aware of my breath, breathing really fast and just feeling that sense of scattered and
Yeah.
overwhelmed. And then I'm like, thankfully, I was brought myself into awareness, kind of just observing myself.
Yeah.
Does this feel good? No. So then I stopped and I paused and actually did a short meditation and then slowed down. And I said, I really don't have to rush like this. So for myself, I just caught myself after a while. Sometimes it
Yeah.
takes longer than others.
I hear that totally. I understand that. Yeah. And I think in the beginning, it can be even more challenging to like catch yourself to
Oh,
in the whirlwind of a chaotic tornado or
yeah.
whatever you find yourself in. So,
Yeah.
for those people who may not feel creative or believe they have the ability to access creativity, how would you encourage them
Mm.
to find creativity in their life?
I would encourage them to be, well, going back to be aware, but
Yeah.
be aware what brings you joy. What do you naturally find yourself inclined to do?
Mhm.
Where do you naturally find yourself ending up? Do you end up going to a dance because you love it? Let
Mm.
that be your creative outlet. So I really, really strongly believe the awareness is key. What makes me feel good? And on the other side of the coin, what doesn't feel good?
Yeah.
So honor where you're at and then allow that to blossom and open up like a rose, if possible, to just allow yourself to feel and to know it's okay to feel good. That
Mm.
is key. And I also just wanted to backtrack one moment. I did think of something that can really help people if we're in the throes of being super busy or overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Just put a reminder app on your cell phone. Like
Mm.
maybe every hour it'll ding, and that'll be reminding you to kind of pause
Mhm.
and step back. And that could be a way to stop that overwhelm.
Absolutely. That's a great reminder. What a great way to
Yeah.
get people to start thinking about how they want to set up their day.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I too have had those days where I get very caught up in what I'm doing and forget to pause, forget to breathe. And it's not until I'm at that heightened level of intense experience where I remember, oh, right, I have skills to navigate it. And I totally
Totally.
bypassed them. So
Yeah.
that quick reminder on your phone is a great
Mhm.
tip. Yeah.
Yeah. We all need reminders, don't we?
Yes. I I know I do.
Oh, I do too, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, this has been such a treat. I have one last question.
Sure.
What does it feel like in your body to be creative?
It feels alive. It feels like I am so my mind is so mentally clear. My body doesn't feel like it's a body. I feel expanded
Mm.
and just joyful.
Oh, I love it. And I love, our listeners can't see this, but your movement that
Oh,
you're making with your hands and your arms about expanding and joyful and your smile. So thank you so
oh,
much. If
oh
people
yes.
want to learn more about the work that you do, your coaching program, the books that you have written, how could they go about doing that?
Oh, thank you, Mari. Yes, I'm very passionate about supporting people and letting them know it's really possible to make change in their life. And for this reason, I love the life coaching I offer. And I'm actually offering a complimentary coach session, and I'm offering a special package for coaching. So feel free to reach me. I can be reached at my website called joyfulradiance.com. joyfulradiance.com, joyfulradiance.com. And also on my website, you can learn about my book that is making a big change for many people on the planet, called Humanity's Cry for Change. And it really will help people to know how to better navigate these challenging times. And why are we going through these crazy times? There's a real reason. And the book explains all that. And that's found on my website and also on Amazon. And
Okay.
Kate Heartsong, Humanity's Cry for Change. And yeah, I would love to hear even comments, any questions. I am here to support because, I love serving. I love being a conduit to help others to have a better life.
Wonderful. Well, I will put all of those links in
Thank
show
you.
notes so people have easy access. And thank you again for taking the time to chat
Oh,
with me. I have thoroughly enjoyed our
oh,
conversation.
me too. It's been delightful. Thank you so much, Mari.
You are so welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Sustaining Creativity Podcast. We'd love to keep in touch, so follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are at Sustaining Creativity. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Tag your friends and family so they can listen too. We love to hear from you, so leave your reviews, comments, and questions. Check out our website, sustainingcreativity.com, for upcoming offerings and creativity coaching. Tune in Tuesdays for our next episode. And remember, with creativity, anything's possible.